Hi everyone. Have you ever worked really hard on a cake only to have it fail to release from the pan? I know that that's happened to me until I learned how to properly prepare my cake pans for baking, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. First, we're going to start out with round pans. Then we're going to do muffin pans, cupcakes, and finally, we're going to end with bundt pans. Let's get started. So our first step is to go ahead and get our parchment paper. This is Reynolds parchment paper that I bought at the grocery store. So I just cut out a square of parchment paper. Then I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to trace around my pan. So now I have my circle. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut right to the inside of my line. Parchment paper is going to help our cake release from the pan. It's also going to prevent a crust from forming on the bottom of our pan. Almost done. Okay, there's our circle. Let's see if it fits. Okay, it fits very nicely. Our next step is to grease the pan. Okay, we have choices for greasing. We can use butter, shortening, or spray. I prefer the spray. I'm going to spray it thoroughly, making sure that I get every square inch of this pan, because if I miss a spot, that is a spot where my cake can stick. So here I go. All right. Next, I'm going to go ahead and put in my parchment paper, smooth it down, and then I'm going to spray the parchment paper. This is what it looks like. And for the last step, I'm going to take plain old all-purpose flour, which I put in this Pyrex cup. And I'm going to sprinkle it in. Okay. Then I'm going to tap my pan, spreading that flour around. And now I'm going to get the sides of my pan. I'm going to do it over this bowl just to try to prevent making a big mess. Okay, I've gotten all my sides. And now when I'm satisfied that I've covered every surface with flour, I'm going to try to remove the excess flour from my pan. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. And that round cake pan is now prepared for its batter and to put in the oven. The same process will work for rectangular and square pans. Absolutely the same. The only thing that's going to be different is the shape of your parchment paper. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to muffin pans. Muffin pans are very easy to prepare. All we're going to do is grease it. Same choices, butter, vegetable shortening, or spray. I still prefer the spray. We spray it. Of course, I would spray all of them. Put the batter in, put it into the oven. And that's your muffin pan. Moving on to cupcakes. With cupcakes, I'm going to start with a clean pan. And then I'm going to use a liner. You can use foil. These ones are paper. So I'm going to take my paper liners. I'm going to simply put them in the pan. Fill these with batter and bake. It's that simple. The last one we're going to do is our bundt pan. With a bundt pan, I prefer to use vegetable shortening or butter. Today I'm going to use vegetable shortening. Now some people will go ahead and use their fingers. I don't prefer to do that. I prefer to use a paper towel. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my shortening thoroughly to all the nooks and crannies. Some of your bundt cakes are going to have a lot of detail, and you're going to have to work really hard to thoroughly coat all of the nooks and crannies of your pan. This bundt pan is of a fairly simple design, and so it's quite easy for me to easily grease it. Okay, so when I am satisfied that I have thoroughly greased the pan, just like I did with the round cake pan, I am going to coat it with flour. Now I'm going to use the flour for a white cake, a yellow cake, but if it were chocolate, I would use a cocoa powder. So I'm going to go ahead and put some flour in here, and I'm going to shake it around, grab my bowl. This one is a lot more challenging than the smaller pan because I have an outer edge, which I'm doing right now, and I have an inner edge, which I did not have before. So, let's see, I'm getting that, making a little bit of a mess, but I love bundt cakes so much that it's worth it. Okay, close to being fairly satisfied. All right, so right now I'm just pounding the sides to remove the excess flour off the sides, and I'm going to shake the excess into this bowl. And that is a properly prepared bundt cake pan. So that's the rundown on basic cake pan preparation. We went over the bundt pan, the cupcake pan, the muffin pan, and the round cake pan. So if you repeat these steps every time, you will have that perfect release that you are looking for. Again, thank you so much for watching my video, and happy baking.